Hello friends, welcome to Book Bites. Today we'll talk about Book Parenting with Love and Logic by Charles Fay, and Foster Cline is a groundbreaking parenting guide that introduces a balanced, empathetic, and empowering method for raising responsible, confident, and emotionally resilient children. The central philosophy of the book revolves around the combination of love, which means empathy, compassion, and unconditional support, and logic, which involves letting children experience the natural consequences of their actions. Together, these two principles create a parenting style that is respectful, firm, and incredibly effective. The authors emphasize that the goal of parenting is not to control children, but to guide them toward making good choices on their own. Instead of using fear, threats, or punishment, parenting with love and logic teaches parents to give their children the gift of thinking and decision-making. By doing this, children learn to take ownership of their actions and develop problem-solving skills that will serve them throughout their lives. The key is to remain calm and loving while allowing children to learn from their mistakes in a safe environment. One of the core messages of the book is that children are more likely to grow into responsible adults when they are allowed to make decisions and experience the results, whether positive or negative. This teaches them accountability and critical thinking. Rather than shielding children from failure or trying to fix every problem, Love and Logic parenting encourages letting children face the natural consequences of their behavior while being supported emotionally by parents. The book also addresses common parenting struggles, like power struggles, tantrums, disobedience, and teen rebellion. It offers practical tools for setting limits without anger, helping children build inner discipline, and fostering a strong parent-child relationship built on respect and trust. Parents are shown how to shift from being reactive to being thoughtful and intentional. In summary, Parenting with Love and Logic offers a compassionate and empowering framework that helps children grow into responsible, independent, and emotionally intelligent individuals. It teaches parents how to be both firm and loving, how to guide without controlling, and how to discipline without hurting. With consistent application, this method builds lifelong skills in children and reduces stress for parents. Let's explore the concepts of the book, breaking them down point by point and refining the explanation to ensure clarity and precision. Point 1. The power of allowing natural consequences. One of the foundational principles in Parenting with Love and Logic is the importance of allowing children to experience the natural consequences of their actions. Instead of rushing in to rescue or correct every mistake a child makes, the authors advocate for stepping back and letting real life teach the lesson. This approach helps children take ownership of their behavior and builds critical thinking, responsibility, and emotional resilience. The idea is simple. When a child forgets their homework, instead of the parent rushing it to school, the child deals with the consequence of explaining it to the teacher. When a child breaks a toy by mishandling it, they learn to take care of their belongings. These situations create powerful learning moments because they are tied to real outcomes that the child can understand and remember. The parent's role is to offer empathy, not punishment, while allowing the experience to do the teaching. This method helps avoid the power struggles that often come with constant correcting or lecturing. When parents step back and let consequences happen, within safe limits, they send a message that the child is capable of making choices and learning from them. It gives children the opportunity to develop problem-solving skills and a sense of accountability. They start asking themselves, "What can I do differently next time?" which is the beginning of personal responsibility. For example, if a child refuses to wear a coat on a chilly day, a Love and Logic parent might gently say, "It's cold outside, and you might get chilly, but it's your choice." If the child chooses not to wear the coat and feels cold later, they've experienced the result of their decision. The next time, they're more likely to remember the discomfort and make a smarter choice without needing a lecture. This approach doesn't mean abandoning children to unsafe situations. Instead, it means choosing wisely when to intervene and when to let real-world feedback shape a child's behavior. It also requires a calm, empathetic presence from the parent. Saying something like, "Oh no, that's really tough," after a consequence occurs, lets the child know they're not alone while still preserving the teaching moment. In essence, allowing natural consequences teaches responsibility, decision-making, and life skills in a way that feels fair and respectful both to the child and the parent. Point 2. Empathy before consequences. A core strategy in Parenting with Love and Logic is using empathy before delivering consequences. This concept is essential because it shifts the parenting dynamic from one of confrontation to one of compassion, while still maintaining accountability. When parents respond to a child's mistake or poor choice with genuine empathy rather than anger or frustration, the child is more likely to reflect on their behavior rather than react defensively. Empathy is the bridge that connects discipline with love. For example, instead of yelling when a child spills milk after being careless, a parent might calmly say, "Oh no, that's a mess. I'm really sorry that happened," and then hand them a towel. The message is clear: you're responsible, but I'm still on your side. This subtle shift builds emotional safety and teaches children that they can face their mistakes without shame. When parents lead with empathy, it prevents the common emotional battles that often erupt during discipline. Children don't feel the need to resist or push back because they're not being attacked. Instead, they experience natural or logical consequences while feeling understood and cared for. This encourages reflection rather than rebellion. They internalize the lesson more deeply because it came with kindness, not punishment. The authors emphasize that empathy is not the same as leniency. It doesn't mean letting the child off the hook, it means saying things like, "I love you too much to argue," or "That's so sad. What are you going to do about it?" It shows emotional support while still holding the child accountable. This kind of response is powerful because it removes the heat from the situation and shifts the burden of problem solving onto the child. In practical terms, empathy before consequences helps children feel safe to make mistakes and learn from them. It also models emotional regulation, showing them how to respond calmly to stress or disappointment. Over time, children develop stronger internal controls and are less likely to rely on external discipline to guide their behavior. This principle also helps parents remain calm and composed. Instead of reacting emotionally, they follow a consistent script: empathy first, then consequence. This keeps the parent-child relationship positive and respectful, even in moments of discipline. Ultimately, it lays the foundation for a lifelong relationship built on mutual respect, understanding, and trust. Point 3. Shared control, giving choices to build responsibility. One of the most powerful techniques in parenting with love and logic is offering children choices within limits, a strategy the authors refer to as shared control. This approach gives children a sense of autonomy and agency, which helps them develop decision-making skills and personal responsibility. At the same time, it allows parents to maintain authority by framing all choices within acceptable boundaries. Children naturally crave independence. When parents offer them choices, "Would you like to wear your red shirt or blue shirt? Or do you want to do your homework now or after dinner?" it gives them a sense of ownership over their actions. This decreases power struggles because the child is involved in the decision rather than being commanded. Even small choices help build confidence and cooperation. However, this method is not about letting kids have free rein. The key is to only offer options that the parent is genuinely okay with. The child gets freedom within a structure. For example, a parent shouldn't ask, "Do you want to go to school or stay home?" Instead, they might ask, "Do you want to walk to the car like a cheetah or like a dinosaur?" This keeps the end goal, going to school, non-negotiable, while still giving the child some control over the process. The benefit of shared control is twofold. First, it reduces resistance. When kids feel respected and involved, they're more likely to cooperate. Second, it teaches decision-making. Children begin to understand that their choices have consequences, which is a crucial life skill. If a child chooses to forget their lunch, they learn from the experience, not from a lecture. Over time, they become more thoughtful and responsible. Additionally, offering choices is a great way for parents to stay calm and prevent power struggles. Instead of arguing or demanding, they simply present two acceptable choices and allow the child to decide. This keeps the atmosphere peaceful and reinforces mutual respect. It also prepares kids for adulthood, where making thoughtful choices is essential. Ultimately, shared control nurtures both independence and accountability. It turns discipline into a collaborative process, empowering children while reinforcing the parent's role as a guide and supporter. This technique, when used consistently, builds children who are not only cooperative, but also confident, capable, and emotionally mature. Point 4. Letting natural consequences do the teaching. A cornerstone principle in parenting with love and logic is the power of natural consequences. Instead of constantly stepping in to correct behavior with lectures or punishments, parents are encouraged to let real-life consequences teach their children. This method respects children's intelligence and empowers them to learn through experience, often the most effective teacher. Natural consequences occur without parental interference. For instance, if a child refuses to wear a coat, they may feel cold. If they forget their homework, they might receive a lower grade. When parents allow these experiences to unfold without rescuing the child or offering a lengthy lecture, they help the child connect behavior to results. This leads to deeper learning and long-term behavior change. The book emphasizes that children must experience the results of their actions in a safe and supportive environment. This doesn't mean abandoning them. Parents should be empathetic, not punitive when consequences occur. For example, if a child spills milk after being careless, instead of scolding, a parent might say, "That's frustrating. How do you plan to clean that up?" This shows empathy while still expecting accountability. One of the key benefits of allowing natural consequences is that it reduces the emotional battles between parents and children. When children realize that their actions directly lead to outcomes good or bad, they're less likely to blame others. Over time, they begin to make wiser choices, not out of fear, but from understanding. It's also important that parents resist the urge to rescue too quickly. If a parent always rushes in to fix things, bringing the forgotten lunch, replacing broken toys, or doing their child's chores, the child doesn't develop problem-solving skills or resilience. Allowing small failures early in life helps children grow stronger and more capable, better preparing them for the bigger challenges of adolescence and adulthood. There are times when natural consequences could be unsafe, like running into the street, so the book clarifies that this approach doesn't apply to every situation. But whenever it's safe and reasonable, letting life teach the lesson is often more impactful than a parent's words. In summary, letting natural consequences work their course while staying calm and empathetic helps children internalize responsibility. It nurtures independence, critical thinking, and long-term self-discipline, turning everyday moments into powerful learning experiences. Point 5. Setting limits without anger or threats. One of the most practical and empowering lessons from Parenting with Love and Logic is learning how to set clear, firm limits without resorting to anger, yelling, or threats. The authors argue that children need boundaries to feel secure, but those boundaries are most effective when delivered with love, consistency, and emotional neutrality. Rather than framing rules as commands or punishments, the Love and Logic approach recommends giving children choices within boundaries. For example, instead of saying "go to bed now" or else, a parent might say, "Would you like to go to bed now or in 10 minutes?" If you choose 10 minutes, that's 10 minutes less for reading time. This style respects the child's autonomy while maintaining parental authority. The power lies in calmly enforcing the consequences of a child's choices. If a child crosses a line, the parent doesn't explode or argue. Instead, they follow through with a logical, pre-established outcome. For instance, if a child chooses not to wear a helmet while biking, the parent may say, "The rule is, no helmet, no bike. You can try again tomorrow." This kind of consistency builds trust and clarity. What's key here is the absence of anger or emotional overreaction. Anger often distracts children from the issue at hand, shifting their focus to the parent's mood instead of their own behavior. It can also damage the relationship, making children fearful or rebellious. When parents stay composed, they model emotional regulation and show that discipline doesn't have to be harsh to be effective. This approach also helps preserve the parent-child bond. Children are less likely to feel shamed or attacked when rules are enforced with calm empathy. It's not about being soft or permissive, it's about being firm but kind. When children experience this kind of consistency, they learn that their parents mean what they say, and they begin to internalize rules as part of their own value system. Ultimately, setting limits without anger teaches children respect, not through fear, but through thoughtful leadership. It strengthens a child's emotional intelligence and decision-making, and it promotes a home environment rooted in respect, communication, and mutual understanding. Point 6. Teaching responsibility through natural consequences. A central idea in Parenting with Love and Logic is the use of natural consequences to help children learn responsibility. Rather than constantly rescuing children from their mistakes or shielding them from discomfort, parents are encouraged to allow their children to experience the real-world results of their actions in a safe and loving environment. Natural consequences are outcomes that occur without any parent-imposed punishment. For example, if a child refuses to wear a coat on a chilly morning, they will naturally feel cold. If they forget their homework at home, they may face a consequence at school. These moments, while minor in the grand scheme of life, are powerful teaching tools. They allow children to connect their choices with outcomes and develop a sense of accountability. The Love and Logic philosophy emphasizes that parents should not lecture or scold in these situations. Instead, they should show empathy and support. A response like, "Oh no, that must be frustrating, I'm sure you'll figure it out next time," communicates compassion without removing the learning opportunity. It also avoids power struggles or arguments, which often arise when parents try to control behavior through force or guilt. Letting natural consequences occur doesn't mean abandoning your child, it means trusting them to learn from life with your emotional support. This approach builds resilience, decision-making skills, and critical thinking. Children begin to understand that their actions have meaning and that they hold the power to shape their outcomes. In some situations, natural consequences may be too severe or unsafe, e.g., running into the street or playing with fire. In such cases, parents should step in with logical consequences, ones that are directly related to the behavior and clearly explained in advance. Even then, the delivery should remain calm, empathetic, and consistent with love and logic principles. By using natural consequences wisely, parents raise children who are not just obedient in the moment, but also capable, thoughtful, and responsible in the long term. It transforms parenting from control to coaching and raises kids who are ready for the real world. Point 7. Avoiding power struggles by offering choices. A major principle in parenting with love and logic is the importance of offering choices to children to avoid power struggles and foster cooperation. When children feel they have some control over their lives, they are far more likely to behave responsibly and respectfully. The book emphasizes that many conflicts between parents and children arise from control battles, where both parties are trying to assert dominance. To sidestep these struggles, Love and Logic encourages parents to give children small, manageable choices throughout the day. These choices should be simple, age-appropriate, and limited to 2 or 3 options. For example, instead of demanding, "Put your shoes on now," a parent might ask, "Would you like to wear your red shoes or the blue ones?" This technique gives the child a sense of power and autonomy without letting them take control of the entire situation. By offering choices early and often, parents set a cooperative tone and reduce resistance. These small decisions give kids a sense of ownership and help develop critical thinking and decision-making skills. Even toddlers can begin to learn independence when given options that are safe and structured. An important rule, however, is that parents should only offer choices that they are truly comfortable with. If a parent doesn't want a child to go outside barefoot, then, "Do you want shoes or no shoes?" is not a good choice. The trick is to give limited freedom within safe boundaries, thereby giving the child the illusion of full control. Another benefit of this approach is that it subtly shifts responsibility onto the child. If they choose not to wear a jacket and feel cold, that discomfort is the result of their own decision. When children experience the outcome of their choices, good or bad, they learn accountability and feel empowered. This strategy also helps maintain a peaceful emotional atmosphere. Parents don't have to resort to yelling, bribing, or punishing. Instead, they become guides and facilitators, allowing natural learning to unfold. And when parents remain calm and composed, children are more likely to mirror that behavior. In short, offering choices diffuses conflict, builds confidence, and teaches kids to think independently, hallmarks of the Love and Logic approach. Point 8. Letting natural consequences do the teaching. One of the most powerful and transformative concepts in parenting with love and logic is the idea of allowing natural consequences to guide a child's learning. Instead of shielding children from every mistake or lecturing them when they misbehave, this approach suggests stepping back and letting life provide the lesson. When children face the real consequences of their actions, they begin to understand responsibility, develop resilience, and become problem solvers. Natural consequences are the direct results of a child's behavior, without parental interference or imposed punishment. For example, if a child refuses to eat dinner, they'll naturally feel hungry later. If they forget their homework, they might face a lower grade at school. These outcomes are not punishments, but rather realities of life. Love and Logic teaches that experiencing these consequences is more effective than lectures or nagging. By allowing natural consequences, parents show trust in their child's ability to learn from experience. This approach helps children connect their choices with real-life outcomes, fostering internal motivation to behave better in the future. It's more powerful than external control because it encourages kids to self-regulate, which is essential for their long-term development. However, this method is not about being cold or uncaring. Love and Logic emphasizes maintaining empathy throughout the process. When a child makes a poor decision, a parent might say, "Oh no, that's really tough. What do you think you'll do next time?" This response communicates care and compassion while still holding the child accountable. It keeps the emotional climate safe for learning and preserves the parent-child relationship. There are situations, of course, where natural consequences may be too dangerous, like running into traffic. In such cases, logical consequences, those set up by parents to ensure safety, may be necessary. The key is to keep them reasonable, related to the misbehavior, and delivered with empathy, not anger. Letting natural consequences unfold can be difficult for parents. especially when they want to protect their children from discomfort. But the book stresses that short-term discomfort often leads to long-term growth. Children learn best not when we rescue them from every fall, but when we give them the space to stumble, reflect, and stand back up on their own. Point 9. The importance of empathy over anger. A key concept in parenting with love and logic is the consistent use of empathy instead of anger when dealing with a child's misbehavior. This technique is crucial because it helps maintain a loving and respectful relationship between parent and child while still setting firm boundaries and encouraging responsibility. When a child makes a mistake or breaks a rule, many parents instinctively respond with frustration or anger. While this is a natural reaction, the book explains that anger often shifts the child's focus away from their own actions and onto the parent's emotional reaction. Instead of learning from the situation, the child may become defensive, rebellious, or feel shame, none of which promote growth or change. In contrast, responding with empathy keeps the emotional tone calm and focused on the child's behavior. For example, if a child forgets their lunch, instead of scolding them, a parent might say gently, "That's really sad, it's tough to be hungry, I hope tomorrow goes better." This kind of response communicates two things: that the parent cares deeply, and that the responsibility for remembering lunch rests with the child. The book emphasizes that empathy should always come before consequences. This approach allows children to experience the logical or natural result of their behavior while feeling supported, not shamed. Over time, children begin to understand that their parents are not trying to control them, but rather helping them learn how to navigate the world with wisdom and independence. Importantly, empathy helps children feel safe, even when they mess up. It reinforces the idea that making mistakes is part of learning, and that love doesn't go away when behavior is imperfect. This builds trust and emotional resilience. Love and logic suggests that parents practice empathetic phrases like, "That must be really disappointing. I bet that didn't turn out the way you wanted. I'm so sorry you're going through that." These short, heartfelt comments show that you're on the child's side while still allowing the consequence to teach the lesson. Ultimately, choosing empathy over anger fosters an environment of mutual respect, encourages better communication, and teaches children to own their actions without fear. It's a skill that, when practiced consistently, transforms parenting from a battlefield into a nurturing space for growth. Point 10. The role of natural consequences in learning. In parenting with love and logic, one of the most powerful strategies recommended for teaching responsibility is the use of natural consequences. This concept involves allowing children to experience the direct result of their actions, as opposed to imposing arbitrary punishments or controlling every situation. It's about letting life teach the child, which can be much more effective than any lecture or rule. For example, if a child refuses to wear a jacket on a cold day, rather than insisting that they wear it or threatening punishment, a parent might let them experience the discomfort of being cold. This natural consequence serves as a real-world lesson that teaches the child the importance of preparing for the weather. The book emphasizes that natural consequences are not about being mean or letting kids suffer unnecessarily. They are about offering learning opportunities that come directly from the child's own choices. The key to using natural consequences effectively is to ensure that the consequence is logical and not harmful. For instance, if a child forgets their homework at home, rather than grounding them, parents might allow them to experience the embarrassment of having to explain to the teacher why they didn't do their work. This embarrassment becomes the natural consequence of their action, and the child learns the importance of being responsible without any added emotional baggage from the parent. Love and logic advocates for parental support during these moments, reminding parents that while the child faces the natural consequence, they should still provide emotional support. A parent can say, "I know you must feel bad about forgetting your homework. How do you think you can avoid this next time?" This keeps the experience productive rather than just punitive. The core principle is that children learn best when they see the direct result of their actions. It's also important to balance natural consequences with empathy, as we've discussed in earlier points. While allowing children to experience consequences, it's crucial that parents remain calm, patient, and supportive, reinforcing the lesson and ensuring that the child feels safe to learn from their mistakes. This approach helps foster independence and accountability. Children raised with natural consequences develop a stronger sense of personal responsibility because they are constantly reminded that their choices shape their reality. Over time, these lessons cultivate self-discipline and better decision-making skills, laying a foundation for a successful and responsible adult life. Conclusion of parenting with love and logic. Parenting with love and logic offers a refreshing perspective on how to raise children who are responsible, compassionate, and capable of making thoughtful decisions. The book's core philosophy is centered around empowering children to become responsible for their choices, while providing them with the love and support they need to grow emotionally and intellectually. This balance of love and discipline, combined with practical strategies like the use of natural consequences, provides parents with a toolkit to foster independence without resorting to harsh punishment. One of the standout ideas in the book is that parents should not try to control every aspect of their children's lives. Instead, they should provide a nurturing environment where children are encouraged to make decisions and experience the results, both positive and negative, of those decisions. By doing this, children learn to develop their own problem-solving skills and critical thinking abilities. Another key point is the importance of consistent communication and empathy. By speaking in a calm and understanding manner, parents create an atmosphere where children feel heard and respected. This emotional support strengthens the parent-child relationship, making it easier to guide the child through difficult situations. Furthermore, the concept of natural consequences plays a pivotal role in this approach. When parents allow their children to face the direct consequences of their actions, children learn lessons that are far more impactful than any rule or punishment. This encourages them to become more self-reliant and better equipped to handle life's challenges in the future. By incorporating love and logic into daily parenting practices, parents not only create a more harmonious home environment, but also equip their children with the tools they need to thrive. The book's strategies focus on the long-term development of the child, ensuring they are prepared to become responsible adults who can navigate the complexities of life with confidence and grace. In conclusion, parenting with love and logic is an invaluable resource for parents looking to raise emotionally intelligent and responsible children. It provides actionable strategies that are rooted in empathy, respect, and love, offering a much-needed alternative to traditional authoritarian parenting methods. Parents who embrace this approach will likely see not only improved behavior from their children, but also stronger, more trusting relationships with them.